Hello there, and welcome to Namident Academy. Today, we are going to discuss about publishing research paper, and we are going to consider the topic which I titled it Where to Publish Your Articles or Your Research Papers or Your Journal Papers. If you are watching this video, it's probably that you have successfully written a paper and you are looking for where you can publish the paper, or you want to learn about ideas and strategies of publishing a paper. And I welcome you. Choosing a journal article for one's paper at times is intimidating. It is troublesome when you have finished writing the paper but you don't know actually where to publish the paper. It's especially a problem for graduate students and some other professions. And to do this, you need to first consider, aside the general aim of publishing, which is to share your discovery, to share your knowledge, and to share information in advancing the science in your field, there is a secondary aim or the motivating factor for you publishing, which is first, it can be that you are in a graduate school doing your master's or PhD, and as part of your requirement for graduation, there is a need for you to publish your paper. Or you are a faculty member, and as part of promotion of your career advancement, there is a need of publishing a research paper or a paper. Or your work is research, and you have to show your output is to publish a paper. This is what I call the secondary or the motivating factor that push a lot of people to publish. So, knowing your purpose of publishing guides a person on the route to pass on where to publish is very important. If you are a graduate student and you need to publish before graduating, first thing I advise you to do is to go back to your university or institute rules and regulation and read clearly the criteria they have to judge a quality paper or quality publication. In somewhere where I study, the requirement of our institute is to publish in citation index, nothing less than that. If your paper doesn't have other matrices or is not indexed in the citation index, your paper is not regarded as that you qualify. But in some other institutes, even in emerging source citation and other places, it's been accepted. So there's no general rule on the kind of paper or the journal or the metrics that they need. So first is to understand from your institution what they need. You have to be able to clearly know the criteria your institute needs. Suppose that you are publishing as part of a grant requirement. You have won a grant and you have done a research, and according to the condition of the grant, those who give you the money, they want a publication from your results. That too is very important for you to revisit the regulation of that granting body to look at what they stated there. It's very important to do that. Or let's say you are a university personnel or you are a faculty member and you need a promotion. It's very important to go to the promotion rules and regulation to check, because my colleagues face a challenging where you submit a document for promotion and maybe it's said that they need a peer review articles You have peer review article now. They say no, it's not just any peer review article, but we need this kind of indexing, this kind of indexing. So in that case, you feel that you have submitted quality papers to where it will not benefit you directly, in that you cannot get the promotion you wish at that particular time. So it's important to check that too. If you are a researcher and all what you do is to research and after that publish your results, so in your case, it's not difficult because maybe you have done a lot of research about that because that is your regular work and that is good. Even in that, as a researcher, your institute or the faculty in some places, the laboratory, have some rules regarding publishing, where to publish and others. You can also look at it. So as I said earlier, depending on your aim, your secondary motivation shows where to publish. And now let's say that you are a graduate student and you are part of a laboratory. Probably the lab head or the laboratory management have come out with a list of list of journal houses that they want their research to be published in those journals. So for you, there is no problem of searching where to publish. You you need to have a discussion with your lab head or your supervisor to look at through the list that is given by the laboratory team to select appropriate journals whose theme is in alignment with your research. But if you are not part of any research group and you are just a graduate student who has struggled to come out with a research paper, or you are a new lab head or a new faculty who need to establish his own research portfolio, I have this advice for you. My advice is that in order to come out with the list of journal houses or that you need to publish in, I re-invite you to revisit your literature list or the research review you conducted. Go back to the list of the articles that you have used in coming out with this your research paper. In the beginning, the literature that you read, you were only concerned with the content, the title, the abstract, the conclusion, the discussion, and the introduction. That's what you were concerned with. So now, when you revisit those articles, what I want you to do is to write down their journal houses where they have been publishing. So either you are using the computer, you are using pen or paper, then you list them, all the list of the journal houses who published those papers you read to do your literature, to discuss, and to come out with this beautiful paper you are very excited in. Then, now, after that, look at the statistics. Let's say you have 3 different journal houses or 3 different journals, or let's say 10 different journals. Now look at the statistics and give it percentage. You understand? How many percent is from journal A and how many percent is from D or E? Then you can now look at it and level it to the journals with high percentage in your work. You can reduce it to 5 journals or 3 journals, or let's say even 10. But for easy decision making, reduce it to 5. Then what you do next is this: you visit the journal houses individually to look at their editorial calendar. Maybe these journals have published this paper, but currently they have editorial calendar which they are requesting a paper from different research. Let's say you have, a journal that you have resistivity method, and now the journal house editorial calendar is talking about magnetic method. So you can publish, they will not accept it for now. So what if you check and you see that this journal house, they don't have that sort of editorial calendar to say in this month we need this, in this year we are concentrating on this. They are accepting everything. That those ones you can publish. But then you look again to filter. Is your paper much application paper, or is more of a methodological development, or sort of numerical stuff? If it's more of application, then you can send your paper to those journal houses that they have diversity. Or if it is more of the developmental something, then you concentrate yourself with those who require those numerical, or let's say theoretical aspects. So that's what I advise you to do. So as you are doing this, you are coming out with a list. And then you, by the end of writing about 2 or 3 or 4 papers, you will come out with a list of, let's say, 10 journal houses that the theme of your research align itself with the journal houses. And then you have now get your publication list for your future research. So this is how it's been done. The second method that people now rely on is the use of artificial intelligence or software to kind of predict where you can possibly publish your paper, determine on some vocabularies that can be extracted from your abstract and title. In my future videos, I will go into detail in this topic and to show my audience how to use it, how many of those softwares are available, and whether we have an open source or we have a subscription. In my next video regarding research, I will try to address this. So what the application generally does is this: you will put your abstract and your title inside, and then after clicking the submit button, it kind of go around, do some kind of iteration, the kind of regression here and there, which you don't see. In a matter of seconds, it will bring you a list with a percentage alignment so that you can pick from there. In this second part, your work has done more easy for you. So I'm coming to the end of my video. But before I end, there is a risk of people or new researchers, or some junior, or I say new lab ed do, which is they publish their almost all papers in 1 or 2 particular journals, which is very dangerous, because we have seen that one journal can have high quality today, then in some years coming, or in some few years, they are charged with publishing substandard work and others, and the prestige of that journal houses comes down, and that you are affected. The second thing is, as you are publishing in the same theme, using different approach, different method, you have diversified audiences. So publishing in one particular journal don't help your paper spread. In one of my work, I was doing a research, and I see one good paper from one respected lab. When you go deep inside, you realize that they have published all their work within one journal houses, which my university don't have access to that. So I couldn't download. And then I contacted some of my colleagues from other universities from other countries, and most of them also could not get those papers for me. So I couldn't read a lot in those people's paper. I have to personally write to the authors. Luckily, they responded. So if in this case, suppose that their email was not working or they didn't respond, I could not have access to this journal. So my advice to people is this: publish your paper into different journal houses. Journal houses A, House B, House C, House D, like that. And also try as much as possible not to publish all your papers into subscription-based journals, because many people who can benefit more from your work from other parts of the world might not have access to your paper because they cannot download it. Their institution has no subscription. So if your lab can support, or if your grant provider can support, try one or two of your papers or some of your papers, if like most of your papers, to get a funding for the papers and publish it in open access journal, so that you will get a lot of audiences to read your work and to learn from your experience and knowledge. Because in general, what is good of a paper if people cannot read? And the second thing is, not only there are some journal houses that you don't need to pay for money to get open access. They are like the institution journals and some government journals, which I discussed in my previous video. So try and search for those kind of journals to publish, or even university journals. Make a diversify your outlet so that your papers can spread, and you can spread the science, the primary aim of getting your paper published. I also caution you about these predatory journal houses. Some of them are just a one man or two people or three people in their small room saying they are publishing work, and you receive a lot of emails from them. As a researcher, I have received a lot of emails from them. Some say papers by 3 days you get the results, or what and what and so. Be careful over those papers. Be very careful about these journal houses. I term them predatory journals. And because of that, in future videos, I will explain to you or discuss to you how you can easily determine predatory papers. I wish you all the luck in your submission process, and see you next time. Don't forget to like or share these videos to other colleagues who might be in need of. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope to see you in my next video.